Greetings, welcome back to my channel. It's Day Oyabumi. Welcome in and thank you for joining me. Today, I came across this video which really got me thinking, and the question that came up for me is, can our Christian ancestors help us from the other side? Do they have the spiritual power to do so? And I'll tell you where I got that from. But first, if you're interested in an Ifa reading, a tarot reading, Ifa-Orisa related ebooks, online courses, yada, 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 check out my website, daydreamalston.com, okay? So I was watching a show that I really like. It's called the Dr. Moonby Spiritual Show, and I'll leave the link in the description box. And in it, she was talking about a war between ancestors, and she had received some type of spiritual message saying that she had some Christian ancestors which basically put some type of hex or spoke out against, their family members straying away from Christ, right? And basically spoke some type of curse or hex so that, any remaining family members would not move away from Christ. And if they did, such and such would happen, whatever, whatever. And she was talking about the importance of really vetting one's ancestors and working with those ancestors who were more like traditionalists, shamans, people who of a high spiritual character and acumen, not just a religious person. And it got me to thinking, just the way she shared the information that was posed, and then I started thinking about the spiritual power of these individuals. And she said that on our ancestor altars, we should only have pictures of those who were highly spiritually evolved. And I was like a little taken aback because I couldn't think of anyone from my bloodline in the immediate generations that I know, which are only up to about 4 generations back of grandparents. I couldn't pinpoint one that I know for sure was spiritually evolved. Was of high spiritual character. And so that would mean, who the hell am I putting on my altar? Right? So one of the premises was that when people are, Christians, there's like this dogma and this false narrative that they've adopted. And they kind of get stuck in that and then take it with them into the afterworld. She once told a story on the show about 2 people passing away, one a Christian, one who was more into different types of spirituality. And the ancestors came to collect both people. The one who was into spirituality and tradition, went with the ancestors right away. No hesitation. They know what it is. They was excited to go. But the Christian was waiting for Christ. The Christian would not leave. They're waiting for Jesus to come and collect them. So that person's spirit got left behind or stuck in that particular realm because of that waiting. So in a case like that, say if a story like that is true in the spiritual realms, say we have pictures on our altar of ancestors who are essentially still waiting for Jesus, still waiting for Christ. Do they have the power to help us? Do they have the interest? Do they have an interest in helping us? And it just really got me to thinking, and I wanted your opinion. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this, because I just find it fascinating, the thought of it, right? That we should only work with ancestors who were at the top of their game spiritually, and who, when they transitioned, from a high spiritual standpoint. And like I said, if a lot of us are going back because of the stripping of traditional practices, because of the stripping of just spirituality in general, and more of a focus towards like religion, a lot of us are going to have a hard time finding people to put on our altars in that case. Now, the questions I did have for her is I think we're negating past lives. Like, what if in past lives these people did kind of transition at the height of their spiritual power and then come back and maybe become Christians or needed to be Christians in that, this last incarnation? That's something to think about. And I thought that was interesting too. Like, what if, how do we know? How do we know that these people have not ascended? I've had dreams where ancestors who were Christians came to me and, were speaking Yoruba language. One told me that she was proud of the work I'm doing for the bloodline, and she was a Christian. So I'm like, if that's the case, if that dream was in actual communication between us, right? And she sees what I'm doing and she approves of it and is grateful for me, who's to say that she can't help me from the other side? Anyway, like I said, I found it very interesting, but I really wanted this to be a conversation. It fascinates me so much that I really want to hear different people's perspectives on it. So please let me know if you think that our Christian ancestors have the power to help us while we're here in this realm, or if they still have some work to do spiritually before they can be of service to us and support to us. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please hit the like button, and I'll talk to you next time. Ashe.